Hello everyone, we are back at it yet again on a brand new trail, and this one will probably be a lot more heavily traveled than the ones we've been doing. Right now, this is kind of a joining trail. This is the Decker's Creek Trail, which turns into the Caperton Trail. Yeah, so we found a easy way to park and access the Caperton Trail. This is going to be more of an urban trail, and I believe it's paved all the way, but this trail will be going through the town of Morgantown, West Virginia, the home of the West Virginia Mountaineers. And this will be my first urban trail, I guess you could call it. There's skateboarders over there. Nice skateboard park. I wanted to talk about a couple things. And there's a couple bumps there. It's hard to tell what we'll run into on this trail. Hey. First thing I wanted to talk about was the way these videos are looking on YouTube. When I first started, I just kind of, uploaded them and didn't think too much about how I was filming or any of that. But whenever I started going back and watching, they were looking way more grainy, way more pixelated than what they did straight off the camera. So I figured that uploading to YouTube must degrade the video a little bit. And I'm sure they do have some compression software that scales it back. Well, I know they do. I think the highest that you can upload, at least at my level, I don't know about the bigger channels, but at my level it's 1080p. And so I've been filming in 1080p, and the last couple videos that I posted, I actually did it in 4K, and I wanted to see if there was any difference. And the last one I did was the two-part Mon River Trail that I did, and I ran my battery down pretty low on that crushed gravel. There's gonna be a lot of walkers and riders on this trail, especially when we get downtown. It'll go through a riverfront park, and there'll be tons of people, I'm sure, down that way. But anyway, and I also noticed that I say "but anyway" an awful lot. So I noticed that watching them back, they were looking really grainy. So for the last several days, I've been trying to do some research and figure out how they would look better. And I came across a video talking about that very thing. And it turns out that I had my playback settings on YouTube wrong. I realized that whenever you first get on YouTube, they kind of automatically set your playback at like 460p or something, like 420p, something like that, which is pretty low quality. Compared to the quality that I'm shooting in. And I saw a couple things where they told you how to change the way that you view. So I tried it and it worked, and it looked a whole lot better. So if any of you out there are having grainy video, I'll tell you what I learned. If you're on a computer and you start a video, if you just hover your cursor over the video screen, you know, your little prompt to pause or fast forward comes up. Shows you how much time is left in the video. But at the lower right hand corner of that screen, there's some other little icons there. And one of them looks like there's a closed caption button and some other things, a pause button, I think, so that you can automatically pause and not play a next video or something like that. But there's an icon down there that looks like a cog, and that's your settings button. If you push that and then go to quality, a little screen will open up and there'll be a check beside what you're actually watching the videos at. Mine was set at like 420. And it's actually possible, once you have that screen open, to click on 1080p. And that opens a whole new world, because if you restart the video, now you're watching it in high def instead of standard definition. So that was a good tip. Whenever you click 1080 on that cog and the little pop-up screen disappears, then if you look at that little cog the next time, you can see a little tiny HD over that cog that shows you're actually watching it in high def, and it makes the videos look a lot better. And there's a very similar thing with cell phones. Now I have an iPhone, so I'm not sure if Android phones will be the same or not, but sort of the same thing. Open your YouTube on your phone. When you select a video to start playing, if you touch the screen once, you know, that again will bring up your play, pause buttons and stuff like that. You can, whenever that shows up on the screen, up at the top right of your screen, again, there's a closed caption button and some other buttons, but then there's 3 little vertical dots to the far right. You touch on that and you can go to your quality again. And my phone was on, I think my phone might have been 6 something. I can't remember exactly, but you can put it on 1080p, click on 1080p, and then every time you open it, it should open with 1080p. So that made them look a whole lot better. I hear that whenever you become a bigger YouTube person, you know, you have more subscribers, more viewers, that it kind of unlocks something else, makes them look even nicer. So right here is the end of that Decker's Trail, and I'm going to be riding on it one of these days, but this is where it turns into the Caperton Trail, and this is downtown Morgantown. And see, they've got a little bike path here, a little amphitheater over there. I have ridden this once before, last year when we first got our bikes, but it's been a while. Hello. It's been a while, so they've changed this a little bit. I guess you can't go down that other way. Anyway, so this takes us down by the riverfront. We just went through Riverfront Park. It's mostly just an amphitheater, and they have all kinds of gatherings there during the summer times. But this just kind of goes along the river through Morgantown. Let me be careful with these folks here. But the other thing that I wanted to say to you guys was that, you know, I've been picking up some subscribers. Got a lot of, been having a lot of comments, and I appreciate everybody that leaves a comment. It makes me feel like I'm doing a decent job. Makes me want to get out and keep riding. The whole purpose of this riding is to try and cut some weight. So I feel like I have been a little bit. It's kind of tough. It's been kind of rainy on and off, and it's no fun to get out in the rain, but I've tried to get out every time that, you know, the weather's decent and I'm able to. You know, I work from home during the day, so I can't take off until 4:30 or 5 during the week, and then or weekends, and sometimes weekends it might rain, and then a weekend shot. So I've been doing a lot of these numerous trails around the area where I live, so I don't have to travel too far. But I really appreciate all the comments and likes and views and subscriptions. Yeah. So, ooh, bunny rabbit just ran in front of us. That was close. So I don't know if you can see up here. Just point you up. There's a little track up there. It's called the PRT. I think it's the only one in America, and that was built in the early 70s, early to mid 70s. Actually, my mom brought us up, my sister and I, up to ride on it when they kind of first year or two that it was open, when she was up here in graduate school. And it's been carrying students all over the campus ever since. But sadly enough, it's had to close down. It's so old that they don't make parts for it anymore, and it was becoming too expensive and too hard to keep it running. So instead of having that train, they're little personalized vehicles almost. It's not really a train per se, but it's little glass cars. They drive themselves somehow, and I don't know, 10 or 15 people could fit in it. This campus is made up of several different campuses and locations. And with Morgantown being so hilly, they weren't able to put it all right together. So that thing really helped students get around quickly. Now they're having to use buses to bus students all over the place. So it's a shame that that is gone. But anyway, getting back to you guys, I really appreciate all the comments and subscriptions. When I first started this, it was all about just sharing a little bit of information and something to do to try to lose weight, but all the comments really pushed me to get out and do this. As soon as I got off work, my daughter wanted to go down to the ice cream shop. On a normal day, I would probably say, sure, let me go down with you. I'll get a butterscotch milkshake or something like that. And today, I had to put my foot down and tell her I had to go out and ride real quick first. And then I'll take her when I get home. But it's really pushed me to get out and exercise. And I owe all that to everybody that watches these videos. I told you when I started, I was knocking on the door of 300, and got a little bit worried about that. By far the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And I have a large frame, so I, at times hide it well, but some of my neighbors couldn't quite believe it. But I'm trying to fix that. And I got a message just before I came out here asking about, if I've lost any weight. And forgive me for forgetting your handle, but it was 56. I don't know, I'm on the spot. I forget names so easily. But you know who you are. And I appreciated that comment. I went to check myself because I haven't weighed myself. Noticed the battery was out on our digital scale, and our manual scale wouldn't quite go up high enough. So I've got to get a battery to put in there and check. But I can tell you that my clothes are fitting a little looser, so I'm sure I have. And doing this right here really pushes me. I feel like if I don't get out, I'm letting everybody down. So, as well as myself. But I'm getting up in years. Have a young daughter that's in the 5th grade, and I just need to make sure I'm around as long as possible. So I'm on a mission to get into some better shape, and my wife, once she gets her hip fixed, she'll be right out here with me. And that's a call from the school. They call about once a week and give you some information. I'll listen to that later. this trail, we're kind of more out in the scenic. We kind of got out of town now, but we'll come back into town in just a little bit. There's another park up here where this trail ends, and then another section of the trails that I did several days ago. The Mon River Trail. This would be on up here at this next park, and on up into, I guess, up into Point Marion, Pennsylvania, is the other half of that trail. I believe this section that I'm riding today is somewhere around, I don't know, 16 or 17 miles, something like that. And it's pavement, so I'm not quite so worried about my battery today. But I did learn one thing, especially if you're a heavy person. Well, this goes for any size person. Riding on concrete, asphalt, pavement, whatever you want to call it, is so much easier on your battery than crushed stone or gravel or dirt. It's because of that resistance. In my last video, I barely made 20 miles, and my battery was, I had a little bit left, but I couldn't have gone too many more miles like that. But then I've done other rides where I was up to 17, 18, 19 miles, and I still had 3/4 of a battery left. But it was all paved. So I'm really learning a lot about the range. And whenever people ask me about the range, it's really hard to tell you, because it depends on your weight, it depends on the surface that you're riding on, it depends on what pedal assist you use, if you use any throttle or not, if you use some human power and turn the pedal assist off on the flat grounds. It just really depends. But I'm trying to give everybody a little bit more of an idea. Yesterday, not yesterday, but the other day when I made the video on the Mon River Trail, I mostly used pedal assist 2 and 3 because of that gravel. It was just so tough on my legs, trying to push through that stuff by myself. So I'm going to try to use 2 and 3 a lot on this trail with the paved, and kind of see what the difference is, how much difference it is. Plus, I need to kind of get home so I can take my daughter down to get an ice cream cone, or I'll never live it down. But this ends up on the other side of Morgantown in a little town called Star City. It's kind of attached to Morgantown, but it's kind of the main entrance to the university area. Going through the wastewater treatment plant area here. This one's not quite as bad as the one I went through on the Mon River Trail as far as smell. Maybe the wind's blowing in a different direction, I don't know. But it's a nice day today. It's about 80 degrees. Actually a little over 80. Might hear a vibration. Instead of folding my bike, I just kind of laid it on its side in the back of my truck, and Must have pushed my front fender over just a little bit, made it start vibrating. I actually stuck a couple little sponge things that had a little sort of sticky tape on one side between the fender and the forks of the bike, which kind of stopped it from rattling, but I guess I may have pushed it a little bit to one side and it started rattling a bit. So we're just about to that other park here in Star City. That'll kind of be our turnaround point. Yeah, this video, I'll probably just film to this park. Probably not too much need to film going back the other way. So this is John F. Kennedy Memorial Park, and nice little playground. And they've got bathrooms up here. And another little place, like on that trail close to my home, to work on your bike with the tools. And a little place to eat here. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I wanted to thank you again for all the subscribers and everybody that's commented on my videos. I really enjoyed communicating around with you guys, and hopefully you'll stick with me and we'll find a lot more nice places to ride. And make sure I film them. Now this, if we keep on going, this would be the other section of the Mon River Trail that would go up to Point Marion, Pennsylvania. And so I will do that one day soon. I've never been past this point before, so that'll be another first time thing. All right, guys, we're back at the truck. I see the birds enjoyed it. A few left me a few presents. So it turned into about a 10.4 mile ride. All concrete, asphalt. Went 10.4 miles. As you can see, the volts are still at 50. So I think whenever I left, I was at 54 volts, 53 and a half. So I only used about 3 volts going 10 miles. So that would have left me with about 48 volts on that 20-mile trip if I would have had concrete instead of gravel. So definitely shortens your battery life being on gravel. And this just tells you. See, and I did travel. I actually traveled a lot more on pedal assist 3 just to get this done. So I used a lot more assist 3 than I did the other day. I did use 2 a lot, but I used 3 quite a bit. So anyway, kind of gives you an idea you know, 10 miles, you burn about 3 volts. That's using pedal assist 2, and probably more 3 than 2. So just to let you know, again, thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave some comments for me. I love answering back, and we'll see you next time. Have a good evening.